Hello and welcome to another video. Recently I've been making my way through the Heist Crew. I have defeated them all except for the Mastermind. I do have some games that I want to show you that I played against him, but due to audio difficulties I wasn't able to show you the actual footage. Besides, it took too long and I doubt that you have the patience for it. But maybe that's just me assuming. Alright, so, not this tab. Started with the Demolition Man. Demolition Man started with knight to f3. I started with the modern defense. I think the idea was to nerf my bishop immediately by making it bite on granite, as Daniel Naroditsky says. Goes immediately to starts a kingside attack on me, which could be vicious if I don't handle it properly. I didn't exactly. I got a little bit nervous, you know. Some higher rated players will do that to me, and I would just not know what to do sometimes. So I just bring out my knight. You know, I'm trying to play principally. Try to play solidly. I didn't know what this did, so I'm just like complete. Opens up the sightline of the bishop. You know, long-term plans to like pin this guy because it can't move. Well, it can't be booted by this pawn. Whenever this pawn goes here, this bishop can go here without getting booted, unless he gets like the bishop there. Anyway. So now my bishop is kind of dumb, you know, it's just like looking at these three pawns. Bring out the knight. Castle. I really considered this, but I didn't think it worked here, so I didn't play it. I didn't have enough firepower. What if I did this? Well, that doesn't count. So one, I don't think it just like works out at all. So I didn't do that. Instead I did here, because this one would work. Takes and then takes, and that was the idea. And then a further point, you know, here, but this wouldn't be defended anymore, so I didn't do that. Brings the bishop back. I didn't expect this. I didn't really want to take, but I didn't see what else that could be done. You know, I could have kept the tension, but I don't know, he just, I mean, what was I concerned about? I mean, I couldn't really, if I did this and then, okay, you know what? Yeah, I didn't need to take. What was I thinking? So I bring the queen out, which you're not supposed to do too early. And, you know, I thought it was going to put, like, long-term pressure on here and here. You know, I thought that this could be a threat, you know. So I was provoked, so I guess I got greedy, and I pretty much threw the game here. I didn't have the evaluation in the bar. I didn't have the evaluation in the game, so I didn't realize how bad it was at this stage. But the opponent did not follow through. So I just won a rook. And then he sacked a bishop. So now my bishop is in danger. So I checked first. I desperado sacked my bishop. And then took back. I did consider here, but it doesn't do as much as I'd like it to, so I didn't do that. Did I consider this? Oh wow, that's strong. Did I do that? I know, you bozo, you moved the wrong... Oh, that never works. I looked at it in the game and it doesn't work because the queen can just take it. I wanted to make this work, but it doesn't work. So I moved here to allow the bishop or something, and I also... No, that doesn't work either. Well, does it? Check here. Wins. So didn't need to even be concerned about that. He sacks a rook. I guess he didn't know that, I don't know. So it's pinned. So takes, and then mates. So overall, a pretty underwhelming game. Let's look at the game review. Played like a 1550 player with an accuracy of 87.1 through the game in the beginning. That's called the... Well, I don't know what that's called, actually. Nobody's pronounced it. You know, I've heard some people say the ready, and in my mind I've been calling it the retie. The retie? I don't know. The retie? I don't know how to pronounce an E with a slant over it. Linguistics is not my strong suit. So, hated that I did this first. Yeah, you know, I have been trying to make it more of a habit to prevent this pawn from pushing by, and that's... So it makes more sense to do this, just to prevent that. So usually when I play the King's Indian Defense, you know... Ooh. Excuse me. It's 11:39. I'm not going to bore you with the details. So that was an inaccuracy. Should have struck back in the center instead, taking up center control. I bring out the knight. Castling would have been better. Yeah. Why? Why now? Here. What? Excuse me. So here. Why would I want that? So let's try it. So you say do this. Takes back. Well, obviously you can't take, otherwise it just went a knight. Okay. What was I thinking? Let's assume... assume what? Why? Why didn't... Wow. Must have been late. In fact, it was pretty late when I was playing this. But that's no excuse. Wanted to move the queen. Is it move the queen to reinforce this? What about this? Well, that just hangs a piece, so that's probably not good. So, what about this? Well, okay. Anyway, we didn't get any of that. I played 2 inaccuracies. Played a quote-unquote good move, but any good move is a bad move in my opinion. I was provoked into making a mistake. Huh? So I don't fully understand why this was a mistake. Probably because the queen would get trapped eventually. And for some reason, apparently the best move I can do... That's not what you said earlier. That is not what you said earlier. I did a game review and it said sacking the knight was the best move. Okay, so what is... Okay, let's... Okay. I wanted it to, like, do whatever. So, here, show me the follow-ups. Man, that's pretty bad. Wow, that's the best I could have hoped for in that situation. I really didn't understand how bad this position was. But it doesn't matter because the opponent didn't do any of that. It just sacks the entire house on me. And the problem with, like, practicing with some of these lower level bots is then I'll go play people that are actually good, and, you know, they don't do this. Alright, so that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've watched some of my older videos, I hope that you appreciate the better audio quality, assuming that I'm now producing better audio quality. While I'm here, for anybody that's interested in getting into streaming, this is the Insignia microphone. It's not plugged in because it sucks. I was using it for the previous videos, so if you want audio that sounds like that, buy this. And if you want audio that sounds like this, just get a pair of headphones, I guess. Alright, that's it for this one. I will catch you in the next one.